This is a wireless microphone setup. Okay, coming in from Kimafun is the Kimafun wireless microphone. This is a £45 wireless microphone option that we're going to be looking at and taking a bit of a test of right now. Hope you're all keeping well in this horrible time, but well, here's something for you to watch, and for those who are thinking about doing something creative, this might be the key. This is a voice conveyed to your heart with our value. Fair enough. There's a QR code there if you want further information. This is obviously out of Shenzhen, and there's customer service stuff up there with an outlook.com email address. Okay. Well, first and foremost, it comes in a rather pleasant little case, which is a good sign. Well, for £45, a wireless microphone is usually quite a costly thing. This is obviously a budget version, but they have layered in some bells and whistles for us. I like this case. These kind of cases, even if the product isn't terribly good, these cases work rather well for all kinds of things. The zipper doesn't look to be the best. It probably won't last years and years, but you'll get a couple of years use out of it, that's for sure. Right, so we have things inside, things getting stuck to things. Okay, so that's how it's laid out. We have a nice bit of foam in here to keep your wireless microphone set up inside, and we're going to go through this, delve into it and see what you get. So starting on this side, the less exciting side, we've got a, wait for the focus, 3.5 to what does it say? 6.3 millimeter, 6.35 millimeter, plus a little wind muffler as well, which is a rather nice thing to include. We have a 3-pole 3.5 millimeter to dual 3.5 millimeter insert female connectors. We have an instruction manual, which comes in primarily English, but I did notice a bit of colour there as well. Yeah, it's a colour manual too. And there we have all the 6.3 or 6.35 millimeter. That's all right. Windscreen foam. We've got two of those. Receiver, belt. Okay. Well, I'll refer to that if I get confused later on, which is entirely likely. And there we have a lady singing into a microphone that is not one of these. But obviously they do other stuff as well. It's always nice to have a little company making cheaper alternatives for those starting out on YouTube. Okay, so this piece of plastic is the wireless microphone pack. So I'm guessing that you attach this microphone under, there we go, that's what it looks like under there. It's actually glued on. I've just wrecked it. I'll put it back on again. Feel the glue under my fingers as I remove that there. I'll sort it out later and make it look a little more attractive. We have a fairly decent metal clip here. That's not plastic, that's metal. And then it's adjustable too. We can push that and we can take it on and off as our heart desires. Then we have a cable that leads all the way down. There's a nice little tie placed neatly on there, and the cable is almost 2 meters long, so that would reach from your lapel down to your hip on even the tallest of people. And then this goes on your waistband. Put a belt clip in there, and we have volume up, volume down, micro DCI in, micro USB, on and off. Don't know if it's charged. Turn it on. We do have a blinking blue light, that's a good sign, and a bit of protective plastic over the top, which I won't remove just yet. I'll save that for later. Okay, Then also in here we have this that we're going to plug into the side of the camcorder. In fact, as we go through the rest of it, I'm going to transfer over onto this now. But before I do, because I want to plug this in, I'm going to point out this little bit here. There's a little cover for your 3.5mm headphone jack. That's kind of a nice touch. Easily lost, but kind of a nice touch. There's a wee screw thread there as well, so you must be able to get, maybe there's another one further on in there. You must be able to get some kind of protector so that you don't damage the end of it. Nice idea. Okay, so it has been about 30 minutes because one of these was completely out of battery, the other one wasn't. So I've managed to attach the tie mic to myself in such a way that it's interfering with everything that's going on. Okay, so you can hear me now. Obviously I'm coming through loud and clear. I hope you like the audio quality. There's not too much you can do about it. There's no, other than this volume here, you can't actually plug in a pair of headphones into this to be able to monitor what your sound is like. So you have to hope that the camera that you are plugging this into, or the device that you're plugging this into, has headphones on it. Now that I say that, I'm just having a quick look at the receiver that's plugged into the side of the camera to make sure that there isn't. No, there wasn't. So, this is what it sounds like. I hope it sounds okay. I think it sounds okay because I have headphones now plugged into my camera and it sounds quite nice. Pressing the volume up and down on the side. Muted it there, and we take it all the way up to as high as we can go. I don't know what happened there. Maybe I blew on it. So taking it down just a good bit. There doesn't seem to be too much in the way of volume. You can, or gain or whatever, you can take it down and put it up. And if you talk directly into it, it loses all of what you're trying to say. But this is obviously a cardioid. I think that's worth investigating. What type of microphone is in here? Does it even say in here that whether or not it is a cardioid? There we go. It's a condenser microphone and it's unidirectional, which is fair enough, I suppose, because you attach it to a tie. The capsule dimensions, sensitivity and all that, you can have a quick read at that if there's anything that's interesting you there. 120 decibels, the maximum. Okay, so looking further into the packaging, we have a little plastic baggie here that has a USB charger with 2 micro USBs, so you don't need to bring out 2 USB cables with you. That's kind of handy because I went and got 2 USBs. I had to struggle to find 2 micro USBs because I had to clear out all little useless ones that aren't really required. So then we have the belt harness, which clicks on thusly, and you attach it to your belt. There's a how exactly, I don't know. Aha. Right. Should investigate it first. There we go. I thought there was some kind of brace there. It's a clip, and you clip it onto your rear end, the top of your back pocket or something, and have this attached to it, and that's you wirelessly communicating with your camera. Very sensible, very simple thing to do. It is all plastic, which is a bit infuriating, aside from the actual metal piece in here, which is a bent piece. There we go again. A bent piece of plastic that, well, I suppose it works. It's not the widest thing, so it's going to have trouble getting over maybe a large belt or something like that if you have that round your waist. But yeah, it's functional, I suppose. There's other ways you can attach this to your body, but that doesn't seem to be some kind of universal connection. It's just a connection designed for this, and there's not much flexibility left and right, so it's simple, it's fine, it does. Obviously it advertises that it is a 2.4 G or gigahertz connection, so that's fine for audio. And the quoted times for the batteries are that it should last between 6 and 8 hours on a full charge. I'm imagining that is of broadcast range and not just standby time. I'd like to think that it would keep going because there's a 500 milliamp hour lithium battery inside each one. That's important to point out. Charging time is between 3 and 4 hours for a full charge. So I'd like to think that they would hold their battery power quite well, and you could just charge them up, have them sitting in this, and then take them on the go whenever you need to. So to be honest, I'm quite impressed. You know, for £45, I always remember wireless microphones being something that I would dream about. I wouldn't really dream about them, but something that wanting to get into broadcast media whenever I was much younger, there was never a chance of me getting wireless microphones. Now I'm sitting using one that cost £45. That's a bargain, really is. Whenever you think of the potential for walking around a trade show or whatever the influencers and social networks and things like that are going to be needing people to do, this kind of thing gives you a good bit of flexibility for whenever you're using it. However, the transmitter sticking out the side of your camera is the same size as this, exactly the same size as this, and that's a little bit intrusive, and that's one concern. You know, one good knock and that thing is broken, which, you know, that's why this might actually be better off for a studio setup, where maybe someone's sitting behind a desk on their own, recording themselves. I do very much like the idea of this. I haven't quite worked out what that's for yet. I think that's for releasing. Yeah, it must be. No, it isn't. There's a button here that possibly a detonator. Okay, so I'm going to plug this onto myself and take this for a walk. Now, I'm in my garage. I have to walk downstairs to the back of the garage and then around the front of the garage to get outside. And I'm going to keep walking until this cuts out. I'm not sure what the range is quoted to be, but we're going to work that out because I'm going to count. I know exactly where 30 meters is from my garage because that's the end of my driveway. I'm going to walk down there and I'm going to count out loud depending on the amount of meters I am away. There is a large double brick wall with insulation between us and the end of the driveway, so that is going to have to be taken into account, plus the fact that we are on the first floor and I'm going down to the ground floor. So you will hear the squeaks and the stamping of my feet on the stairs and things to give you an idea of where I am, and it'll be interesting to see, because I can't plug into this, how far I go. So at some point it will phase out and I will appear back and let you know how far I made it. You'll probably hear the number anyway. Okay, so here I go, and hope I don't look like a loony to my neighbours. See, it would be nice if the blue LED that is on the front of the microphone receiver or transmitter were to fade out the further you got away. So I'm walking out and down the stairs and then off toward the front of the garage. So currently I am about 4 meters away through the floor and now through a wall, because I'm now outside in the utter wilds of the garden, and I'm maybe about 6 meters away, 7 and an 8 and a 9 and a 10, 11, 12. I can see that it's a solid blue light, because it does seem that when the connection becomes a little dubious, it starts to flash, and maybe that flash means currently searching. And there we are, coming back up into my man cave, my office. And there we are. So I made it all the way down to the bottom of the garden. I don't know, or to the end of the driveway. I don't know how much of it you heard. I did notice that at about 10 meters, the blue light started to flash, and I take it that meant that it couldn't make a connection and it was searching for the receiver. But in the edit, I shall attempt to deduce just how far that managed to make it. I don't know why I'm telling you that now, because you probably already know that. So there you go. So there you have it. That's a simple wireless microphone. £45 off Amazon, delivered. They do well. I look forward to them getting smaller and smaller. The point that they come to the size of a USB thumb drive sticking out of your camera, or even less, will be amazing. We have to remember to attach our little piece here to make things all nice and sensibly protected, and then we simply put it on and charge it. Yeah, nice. I'm quite liking these. I'm going to see if I can try and practically use them, especially the next time I go away to a trade show or something like that. I will be attempting to use these as much as possible to see how much they, or how well they perform. So nice one, Kimafun. Pretty decent, cheap, and they do what you want them to do. The sound quality is pretty good from what I heard. You can be the judge of that, because I'm almost finished the video, and the impressions I get are the impressions that I got over the headphones. If it's what you need, then perfect. If you need superior sound quality, there are other options, but at a greater price, I would imagine. These are cheap as chips. Awesome. So if you enjoyed this, give us a wee thumbs up down at the bottom. Turn on those notifications. Remember to check out the Tech Addicts podcast on a Sunday afternoon, and tune in to TalkSport on a Wednesday morning at midnight for Inspect Your Gadget with myself and the guys from the sports bar chatting about all things gadgety. And other than that, take care.